Okay, Ryan, important one. What headline do you think will dominate the news 20 years from now?
That's a complicated one. That's a tough question. I think if there's one thing that stands out to me, and if there's anything to take away from the past 20 years, it's that local real estate is going to continue to be heavily influenced by global factors. No matter how remote or how insignificant, market shifts will be led by what's happening outside of our country. The years ahead will likely resemble the years of the past. We know that history has a habit of repeating itself, and the more that we can remind ourselves that this time it's not different, the more successful that we're going to be, both as a province, as a nation, and also as an organization. Like so many other precious resources, real estate is limited in supply, and like those resources, they are in high demand right now. Destination cities like Vancouver are going to be the scarcest among the globe and the most expensive to live in. That's as much true today as it has been in the past. And as a result, we should all expect the conversation of affordability, taxation, and housing as an essential need for Canadians to continue to dominate the headlines. We're going to see it likely every day of the next 40 years. But there are two headlines that I'd really like to see. And this is a hope, right? And likely not one to come true in the immediate future. But as Canadians, we significantly shift our perspective about rental. Right? What I'm talking about is the stigma that's associated with it. If the narrative is always centered around home ownership and affordability, rental is going to be feeling always like a second-class opportunity. And not truly embracing rental means that it's somewhat of an empty conversation. And that's really difficult because it has to become a very important part of our city. We have to foster this perspective locally. And this feels like an impossibility if we're going to continue to direct all of our public efforts. Every conversation is around what I can't afford as opposed to why can't I rent, right? And I think that that'll be something that we'll continue to see more and more. It's an accepted fact in world-class cities around the globe. It's something that Canadians and Vancouverites have to accept locally.
It is trying to change, but it is slowly. Yeah. So I hope you're right.
We must build local talent as well as recruit it from around the world. Housing plays a vital role in recruitment and retention of some of the best and smartest minds in any industry. Without a healthy housing market, with fair tax policies that really embrace local and foreign investment, there's no way that we can expect to keep the brightest minds local. My hope is that we can begin to see strong leadership, right? Federally and provincially, political leaders that are really setting aside these short-term populist votes for the future of our economy. We must balance these interests if we're going to retain and we're going to attract some of the smartest minds around the world. Housing is going to continue to play a vital role in the growth and the culture of our city, and MLA is excited to continue to shape, to market, and of course to sell some of the best real estate British Columbia and Canada has to offer.